It's been a busy week here in the TrigJig workshop. Carenza and Matt have been assembling tools to dispatch to some of our international retailers, and with the machines off, there's delight in not having to wear hearing protection. After constantly machining since Christmas, we've now got a ton of parts to assemble, and Matt and I still have to find time to work on the new big sliding bevel. Right, so we're looking at the bevel.
Yeah, we've been discussing about adding some angles to it.
Rather than, I think the original design, we've got that. Yeah, so here's the original one. I don't know if this will pick it up on the camera, but there you go, look. So there, on those bits, just hover the mouse over the cursor. We'll have lines on that, the degree marks. It just means you can use the bevel then as an angle finder as well. It'll be more rudimentary than the proper angle finders, but it's another feature, isn't it? We'll do that with like a 2mm.
2mm, yeah, I'm just looking if we can do it with 3mm. Yeah.
The radius, you don't want the radius, you only want it very slight little mark, don't you? So
yeah. The
smaller the ML, the better, really. We've balanced this blade. That blade will automatically always point directly down. So no matter how you do this, that blade's balanced. Should, in theory, be plumb. So we're going to test that, aren't we, Matt? Yeah, we've done that with the steel and the aluminium one.
Yep.
Although we've nicked this one by drilling it, haven't we? So I don't know how accurate this one's going to be. We're looking at making this nut. We're going to machine that ourselves, or we're going to get somebody else to machine it, but we need to make the prototype. We're going to use brass for that, aren't we? Because it's going to have a lot of wear. And we don't want to necessarily use steel for that. So we're going to machine these ready this week. We're going to machine the nut later in the week.
Yeah.
One of the things we wanted to do was reduce the weight of this sliding bevel, this massive sliding bevel. Look at that. It's a big old bit of kit. And the first version of it is here. So we made this one, and we liked it. Thought it was all right for a first attempt. However, obviously it's filthy now because it's just been left laying around the workshop. But with it being so big, one of the things we thought about was the sort of timber that you're going to use this on is going to be on like the, it's going to have big, like a radius, isn't it, around the edge, like a bull nose almost. 6mm might not cut it, might not be good enough. So we decided to go thicker. But just to see what that cost us, if we say that the thumb lever is going to be roughly that sort of size, we're looking at 578. 578 grams was the first one. This is version 2. And what we did with this one is we increased the bottom cheek to 10mm, just over 10mm from 6, so that's a significant jump up, adding 4mm. The weight of that takes us to, as the 2 vial, we also included an extra vial which we didn't have in the other one, right?
Yes, right.
The weight of that takes us to 608 grams, so we're adding weight. How much is that have we added? So we've added 30 grams, but we've added that extra 4mm, which I think will make it a lot more useful. Is that too heavy? It's probably too heavy to have in your belt all the time, isn't it? Means that it now weighs. We're conscious that the extra size will be adding weight, so we need to remove material to make it lighter without compromising the rigidity and strength of the tool. Brass. So it's not going to be quite that much. 674 grams.
So it's going to be lighter.
We could probably make it lighter. So we do need to make it lighter. I think we need to get that down closer to 500 grams, really. So we've got some more work to do on that to make it lighter. Next, it was time to thread the plumb line through a tiny hole. How do you get that into that? I half want to suck it. It worked. Although we designed the bevel to have 2 spirit levels, we also wanted the tongue to be perfectly balanced, to act as a plumb indicator. So today we wanted to test how accurate this would be. So that's I feel like this has been a good feature to have, right? It's a Plum Balance tong, blade, whatever you can call it. And the aluminium one's the same, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to use that for like the end of rafters, I guess.
Yep.
If you want to cut them off when you're attaching your gutter into it. Probably do the cheeks in black and then change the colour of the thumb lever.
Where will you be lasering?
On the top.
So not on the tongue?
No. Well, this is one of the things that somebody asked, or a few people mentioned.
That's why I was asking about, because colour.
Yeah, so...
It would be better to laser onto colour.
Well, no, I don't think we're going to laser on the tongue because we're not going to laser onto the steel because it warps it. But a few people have said, oh, it'd be great if you have measurements on it. Here's the problem with your ruler. If you have your 0 here, right, can you see that pencil mark?
Yeah, I can see that.
Right, then if you adjust, so if your ruler's there, then if you adjust it, obviously that becomes no longer useful because the start's there.
Yeah.
Now if you did the same thing on the tongue and you had your mark, let's say we had on the tongue there or there, that's your ruler, right? If you do this, there you go, it's disappeared, your 0's disappeared. Same as on the outside, I don't know if you can you see that? It's over, the 0 is over now, it's, what's that, 10 mil, right?
Yeah.
Now it's 0, but it's only 0 when it's at 90 degrees. The other option is to have the 0 on that end, there, or there, and then you run your ruler up along the tongue, like that. That might be useful, but we wouldn't really want to do that on the steel version, but we could potentially do that on the aluminium version. What do you reckon? Right, so this is a CS300. We machined this one in 2021. I actually really like seeing these when they come back and they've all been used and abused. I'd probably prefer it to be in a little bit better condition, like it's been stored somewhere nice, but you can see this has been thrown around a fair bit. It's been used, right? And that's what you want from a tool like this. Anyway, Carenza got a message from the guy and he said, what did he say?
At some point the apprentice dropped it and it's out of square, so
Yeah.
it could help with...
Okay, yeah. So the customer's got in touch and said at some point the apprentice has dropped the square and it's no longer, he's concerned it's no longer square. Can we sort it out for him? So he sent it back and you can see there's a right good ding there. So I don't know whether the apprentice dropped it or wherever you like threw it, something. But anyway, we've had a go at it, we've re-squared it, so we just did a quick test. Follow-moi. Steady. I used the factory edge of the table as the top was white and could clearly show the pencil mark. Factory edges are usually pretty straight, and even though this tool had seen a lot of work, simply resetting the cheeks saw it back to square. Using a nice fine pencil tip. In fact, I'll go up to see if I can go exactly over that line, that original line. Let's flown out. Where'd you get this pencil from, Chris? China. Yeah, a lot. So I think he'll be happy with that. That's all from us. Let us know in the comments below if there's anything you'd like to see added to the new big sliding bevel.